Hello everybody, this is Tim here again, here with not a movie review, but a spoiler review. Okay, a lot of rumors and stuff like that about leaks about Terminator Dark Fate have been going out. I'm just here to give you the non-BS, true plot story of what happens in Terminator Dark Fate. This is not a review of the movie. I have not seen the movie, but my friend, a guy I know, and I know that sounds fishy, but it is true, a guy I know who is a leaker, who actually gets invited to screenings of movies over and over. He spoiled Justice League for me before it happened. Did see the film in the WB lot, and I mean at a screening, and he knows what happens in the film. Well, he watched it, of course he knows. And this is no BS. This is not a fake video. If you really don't want to know what happens in the movie, do not watch this video. These are spoilers. You are warned. These are the real spoilers, and if you don't believe me, come time when the movie comes out, when you see it, you'll know. Now, I don't usually do videos like this because I really don't like to spoil movies, but there's just so much fake leaks out there right now. I just thought I'd do a video and show it and tell people what the real true leaks are for this movie, or what really happens in the movie. It's not even leaks. It is leaks, but this is really what happens in the film. The film starts off at the ending of T2. We get like a Sarah Connor narration about how she saved humanity from Skynet, but she couldn't save the person who mattered to her the most, meaning John Connor. Yes, John Connor does die in the film. It picks up after the ending of T2 a little bit later. John Connor and Sarah are sitting in a shop. They're CGI to make them look like their young selves from T2. John goes to do something, and you find out the Skynet didn't actually just send back the T-1000. They sent back multiple Terminators to terminate John. And another Arnold shows up, and John, of course, is freaked out to see Arnold there because he just watched him melting the molten steel. And then Arnold knocks Linda Hamilton down, throws him to the floor, and shotguns him 3 times in the chest and kills him. Literally blows little John Connor away. And Sarah Connor now has to deal with the fact that by altering the timeline by what she did in T2 has led to the death of her son. That's the payment she has to pay for altering the timeline of what she did in T2. By stopping Judgment Day and everything, she has altered the timeline and caused the death of her child. That's her repercussions for what she did. But of course, humanity, even though Skynet no longer exists in this new timeline, will always still create AI. So the new villain is called Legion. It's a new computer program called Legion. It started as an anti-terrorist thing or whatever, and it's become self-aware. But Legion is the new villain. It's what sends back the Rev 9s that we see. And basically, Sarah Connor starts getting text messages from some unknown source that tells her when Terminators are going to arrive. Now, these Terminators are other Terminators that Skynet sent back to also eliminate John. Sarah shows up at each site when they appear and kills them. And so she's a Terminator, pretty much a person who terminates the Terminators when they appear. And she goes to this place where the Rev 9 appears to take him out. And that's when you meet up with the new characters, Grace and everything. Grace is an augmented human, like Marcus from Terminator Salvation. And except she's much more powerful, and she has to protect Danny, who is this Mexican girl who is the new leader of the resistance in the new future that's being created against the enemy Legion. And her father and her brother get killed by the Rev 9. They go on to chase and everything, and you find out the one who is sending Linda Hamilton texts and everything and all that crap is actually the Arnold Terminator who shotgunned John. He's now old and he goes by the name Carl, and it's actually and it's actually funny that he has his own drapery service or whatever in the movie. And he has gotten older now, and he's lived among humans for so long that he's actually learned to value human life, and he's regretted killing John. And his major character arc in the movie is he wants to make up to Sarah, or try to make up to Sarah for the fact that he killed her son. And at the end of the movie, the Rev 9 attacks them or whatever in the airplane and all that. And when it lands, they're on the ground, and the cops and everything are showing up. And it ends with Grace. Danny cuts out Grace's power cell out of her body, takes it out, and gives it to Arnold, and he's fighting the Rev 9 in the water. He jams... Grace dies in the movie, by the way. Spoiler, Mackenzie Davis dies. Unless they change it for the finished film, but I don't think they would. And he jams the power cell into the Rev 9's eyeball, similar to Terminator 3's ending, and he looks up at Sarah Connor from the water and says, for John. That's his character arc in the movie. And then he blows up, and they all die, and Danny and Sarah are the survivors. And that's pretty much the end of the flick. So in a way, it wraps up the Terminator story from 1 and 2, but leaves enough of a little hanging for if they want to do a sequel after this, which they plan to. If this one makes money, they can. All in all, it sounds like a good film. The John Connor dying part is going to split a lot of people. A lot of hardcore fans of the series. He does die in the film. He does. He's dead. It's going to split a lot of people. Depending on how you feel about that would depend on how you deal with it. Honestly, I wouldn't like it if not for the fact that... but what makes me okay with it is for the fact that they make that the entire plot of the movie. That's Sarah's entire arc in the movie, and the Terminator's entire arc of the movie. They're both depressed about the fact that John is dead and the Terminator for killing John, and he learns to value human life and he wants to make up for what happened to John. So it's the whole crux of the plot. So it's very interesting idea for a Terminator film. This sounds like it will be the best Terminator film since at least 2. This is going to be the best sequel. So all in all, those are the real spoilers for the movie. If you like what you hear, go see the movie when it comes out in November. If you don't, then don't waste your time. So thank you guys for watching.